Until the stream starts. 1 whole minute until I hold my thoughts. Countdown. This is the countdown. Countdown. This is the countdown. This is the countdown. This is the time. Countdown. It's almost here. Look, everybody, it is almost done. 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the final day of INVICTUSCON. My voice breaking is about how we're doing this morning. It wouldn't be a convention if games didn't run late and we weren't having tons of fun, way too much fun, in fact. And this panel is going to be yet another example of having way too much fucking fun at a con. And it's our final panel of the weekend, so here's how the panel is going to work. We have a list of 100 random topics. The panelists will roll a D100. Either you have a for realsies one or plenty of websites. I trust you guys. The number they roll will correspond to a prompt. Just like most tables and TTRPGs, rolling higher gives you an easier prompt. Rolling lower gives you a more difficult one. The panelists came up with some of the prompts. I came up with the rest. They've seen most of them, but some will come as a total surprise. Once they have their prompt, they will have to speak for at least 3 minutes uninterrupted. And after 3 minutes, we'll open it up because I have a feeling there's going to be some follow-up questions to what we have to say. And we'll feel it out from there. So before we dive into the panel itself, I want to introduce our lovely panelist improvers. For these intros, I took the first thing that comes up on Google when I Googled your name.
Oh, no.
William,
Oh, no.
William, it was a totally different person. So the A is really important. Guys, when you Google William, you have to have the A.
No, his middle name is A too.
Are you serious?
This is like a Michael B. Jordan thing.
Truly. And he's dead. So William A. Wellman, that's it for you. No. William is a queer author and podcaster best known for creating the award-winning horror podcast Hello from the Hollywoods and tie-in novels like the upcoming 100 Eyes in the Dark. That is the first thing that comes up when you get the right William A. Wellman.
See, here I thought you were going to introduce me as sort of an adventurous 1940s filmmaker who specialized in warplane films. Shout outs to my predecessor of the title.
R.I.P. King.
But yes, I'm a writer, I'm a podcaster. I show up to way too many of Harlan's events, and it's lovely to be here for INVICTUSCON.
Oh, amazing. And Alex, the first thing that comes up when I Google you is your LinkedIn. And so, which good for you. So an audio and casting director at Pirate Sound in Toronto. I've worked with a lot of clients, ! Ask me about them.
I do not write bios well, and writing professional bios for me is just like one of those things where I would do better if I just threw a bunch of keywords in a box and started pulling them out and just slamming them in there. But that is my work bio. I do other stuff that's like more fun, but like my day job. Ask
Tell us
me
about the fun stuff.
The fun stuff is I'm on Dice Shame. If you listen to that, I play Mari on there. And that's a lot of fun, so please listen. I also am a co-creator and writer and director for Parkdale Haunt, which is since finished, but was a lot of fun. And currently working on some new projects that are still currently just in the, well, not in the ether, they're real, but I'm not giving too many details yet.
Amazing. And then Gary, you have you also get a different Gary Furlong.
That stupid relation manager dude.
Yes.
He's not stupid, and I've actually met him. I'll let you talk and I'll tell the story. It's not super funny.
No, go into it, because I went down a rabbit hole. I was like, wow, Gary's had like a whole other life. And then I saw a picture.
Yeah, I help workplace disputes apparently. So his name is Gary Furlong, and he was, maybe he still is, but like I was like, I gotta beat that guy in the Google rankings, and I don't know that I have, but I was like, his name's Gary Furlong, my name's Gary Furlong. I'm gonna email him and see if he'll let me narrate his book. And we got pretty close to it, and it just petered out. So it wasn't a no, but it also was just like, oh, hey Gary, it's you, but it's me, it's you. You want to do a book together? He's like, yeah, let's talk about that.
Once I added voice actor, you have one of those little Google things like right at the top that pops up, like one of those things where you don't have to read anything down,
Oh.
That's a real problem for my husband, who's a teacher, because the kids just, if there's not one of those anymore, nothing. But here's what it says about you. Gary is an up and coming Irish audiobook narrator.
I wrote that nearly 10 years ago.
Just still clawing his way up. Come on.
I'm just scared. Let me talk to the mic, please.
He has this will probably sound familiar to you then. He has a true flair for accents and dialects, and can make listeners laugh, cry, seethe, think, and feel, and loves working with authors to bring their message to audio.
Well done, Gary of old.
Beautiful.
I don't know if I wrote that. Maybe someone helped me write that. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, not bad at all. And then I'm Ren. I'm here. I have had 3 hours of sleep.
The first thing that comes up when you Google you is like, Ren, so tired.
So tired.
More coffee, please.
Please, I'm begging you. I actually don't know, because this is a new name I'm testing out. So I don't think anything will come up yet. Nope. 0. That's a big goose egg. Great. On to the panel. So if you have a D100, feel free to go get it. Oh, what a cool room, Gary.
Gary's got like mood lighting and like colors, like a color
and like
story.
An actual like sound booth.
I have a strip of LED lights on the roof. It's never been bright in here until I got those, and I have thumb pins. Like, stay in the roof, please.
I look forward to them falling out of the ceiling mid-panel.
That'll be super bright.
Also, there is chat in the Discord. I know y'all lurk on the Discord. Alex does more than lurk.
Yes, I not so much lurk as I do cause chaos.
Truly. Ash is posting a bunch of memes in there, and it's a really good vibe. Although everybody is very tired and very silly this morning. And yes, you wouldn't steal a DVD. It's true. Okay, so D100s. Either pull up a website. I think some of you have real ones. Yes. Oh, William, just for that, you get to go first.
Alrighty.
D100. What's not?
And shout out to my lovely sister Skylar, who bought me some very fancy D100s.
Lovely.
We're coming out with a 29.
29. Okay.
Lower end of the line there.
Okay. I think this was one of Gary's. Rejected child superhero pitches before they decided on Captain Planet.
Oh, I think this was one of mine.
It wasn't mine.
Oh, it was one of yours? All right,
Yes.
3 minutes. Go.
Yes. So, obviously, those of a certain cartoon watching generation a generation too narrow and too desiccated to name, might have grown up watching Captain Planet. Captain Planet being a cartoon in which 5 children, 4 of whom have been given really cool elemental ring powers, I believe, and then one of them has been given a really crappy elemental ring power. Strangely enough, the 5th element does the same thing. These children unite their rings to summon a fully grown blue man who runs around for a while, yells at everyone, destroys the environment, saves the environment, and then leaves. However, many are not so aware of the predecessors that failed in the pitch room before they settled on Captain Planet. One of those was Gravity Man. Gravity Man was similarly going to be kind of contrariwise a child summoned by 4 grown adults. Gravity Man, unfortunately, had more than just the powers of gravity. It was meant to be a nice learning experience about the impossible weight of the planet that keeps everyone sort of pinioned down like birds on a canvas to this mortal coil. But unfortunately, Gravity Man's personality was also incredibly dense. And so it was difficult to get through any episode that wasn't brought down by Gravity Man's presence. You would have this sort of boy child with a strong jawline and slate gray skin, just crapping on any wonderful thing that these adults tried to enjoy. They would be out there in the forest overlooking an oil rig in the middle of the wilderness, and they would say, "Oh no, someone is polluting the environment. We must summon Gravity Man." And they would summon Gravity Man. They would unite their bracelets of power. The 4 elements being fire, air, earth, water, and mental illness. And they would bring Gravity Man together. And Gravity Man, strangely alien child that he is, would then come around and they would say, "Gravity Man, please stop that oil rig. Save the forest. The squirrels are crying." However, Gravity Man would just say something to the effect of, "Well, all carbon matter decays. And although it is cruel that this rig is pumping pollution into the ozone layer, all things come to an end eventually." Yes, this is one of the many examples of these early children's shows before they became the recognizable colors we know them of today. Any questions?
Have you considered a superhero that's like maybe something that's like more robotic? You know, this might have been a thing. Because I think also in the early 90s, they were really trying to push sports and stuff. And imagine like having a robot who came from space to teach children sports that was also like a tie-in, because we love tie-ins to stuff.
This was briefly pitched, and he showed up in several 90s Super Bowl commercials. It was a Canadian program called Zambonius. And his great power was that he could make an ice rink perfectly smooth, but the downsides of his powers was that he put off a lot of exhaust and could not leave the ice rink. So eventually it was canceled, although they would have saved a fortune on backdrops.
I just want to note that this was a real thing. They did it with the Blue Jays. They had a robot who came from space to teach children about how to brush their teeth and play sports and why being not a bully was good. And they had the same setup where
I can't wait for his gritty live action reboots.
The Junior Jays, man.
I wonder if Zamboni's was like the CW Flash, where it was like every problem can be solved by creating a perfectly smooth ice rink, no matter like what the villain is. Like the Flash, they're like, "I gotta run fast to defeat that enemy." Somehow that works.
If you're fighting in Canada, then the majority of your villains have nostalgia attached to early hockey playing memories. So it's really a home run every time.
Oh, Canada. All right, Alex, you're up next. Roll that D100.
Oh, I have my stuff from when I joined Dice Shame, and Joe and Harlan sent me some dice, and I just realized that my friend spilled a bunch of wine into my dice holder, and there's still wine like in the number, so I gotta go clean these. I didn't. That's a 49.
49. Okay. Smash or pass every Star Wars character you can name.
Oh God! All right.
Very nice.
All right, let's dive in here. Luke Skywalker, pass. Coward, just really annoying, overly emotional. I don't need that in my life. I have enough of that. Boo, go away. Leia, smash. She's amazing. She's quite. She's ready to deal with stuff if things are getting tough. She, she's a lot of fun, and knows how to use a blaster. Han Solo. Like smash, but I would probably make sure that I leave first in the morning because I don't need that kind of heartbreak in my life. Like, I know I'd get attached and then he'd be like, whatever, and leave, get frozen in carbonate, die, come back, get killed by a son, etc., etc. Now, Chewbacca. I'm going to have to say pass just due to the fact that I don't need to floss that badly. R2-D2, smash. He's just got a lot of accoutrements, and I'd be curious. C-3PO, pass, but I'm going to smash him with a hammer because he's my least favorite character in the entire thing. He drives me crazy. Trying to think of other characters. Jyn Erso.
Yeah, you got 2 whole minutes.
Oh God, I'm going too fast. Jyn Erso, smash, even though I think that the first 2/3 of that movie is incredibly boring and then the back half is a lot of fun. But I guess I have to get to her like before she gets nuked. So we'll track her down there. Cassian Andor, smash, because he is he just seems like a nice guy. He's very fun. I really liked Andor. It's like the first Star Wars thing that made me feel anything inside. And after, I'm trying to think. The weird. Do I have to have their names, or can I just like vaguely describe them?
You can vaguely describe them 100%. Like Jar Jar Binks, for instance.
Oh, yeah. Jar Jar Binks. I'm gonna go with smash entirely because I want the story. Like it's up there in like questionable decisions. It's sort of like if I like hooked up with the guy who was the violin player in Yellow Card. Like it's not a huge accomplishment, but at the very least, like when you say that, people are going to notice and they're gonna remember. And trying to think too. Darth Vader, pass. He's just like, you can't hook up with someone who's this attached to their ex. It is always going to result in a bad time. He's just struggling. The Emperor, I would smash in the prequels and I would pass in the later movies, and then I would just nuke from orbit in the sequels. He's just a creepy little wizard man, and I don't know when that force lightning is going to come out of his hands, but I do not trust him.
Someone asks about Lando.
Oh, Lando, smash, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, well, Lando. I love a man in a cape. It's just. I just noticed that Ash put Misa Smash too. How dare you, Ash? That's wonderful.
With the tongue sticking out too.
Oh,
horrible.
God. King. Padme, smash. Although I have a friend who is a designer, and every time I like see the clip from the second prequel movie in which she's in with all the Pokemon and they're trying to eat her or whatever, when they're like, kill her, put her in the thing, and her shirt rips. My friend is a designer, and she went, fabric, that kind of fabric can't rip on the bias like that. So that's like, it's impossible. The whole shirt would explode. So every time I see it, I think, continuity error.
All right, that's your time. Any follow-up questions?
General Grievous.
Oh, smash. I want to know what's underneath under all the armor. what's in there?
Absolutely.
Just the entire Jedi Council.
Smash. If Mace Windu is there, I'm in.
Disco and everything. Just like,
There's like Twi'leks. It's a like I'm the entire Jedi Council is my first choice because there's so much variety.
there is.
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is in there. It's great.
I want a buffet. I want to live deliciously.
Oh,
Yaddle.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking my language. All right, Gary, you're up.
Let's do it. That is a 13.
Okay. That's pretty low. So good luck with this.
Oh no.
Remote login is a lot like astral projection. Explain.
Okay, let me see. I mean, like on just a pure like I'm here and I'm going to remote log in over there, you are projecting a sense of yourself to another place. Which, I mean, is that magic? Like, what is electricity and what is internet waves and how can we travel them the way we can? Because like we don't have boats that do that, or cars, or any vehicle to travel these radio waves. So it must be that's how do we get from that to astral projection is the problem we're here to solve today, of course, is why we're here. And the answer is I don't know, but I'm going to put out some theories. I think if you just wish hard enough and for long enough, it's probably going to work. You know, if you sit in your house for about 10 years, just like, okay, I can do this. Eventually, you'll probably you might die, which then you do astral project somewhere, maybe, probably, who knows? I'll tell you how they're different. I can't imagine you need a password to astral project.
Yes.
Or if you do, is it like a many-charactered typed password? Or is it like a riddle you have to solve for some sort of troll in a tree? I think I would prefer the second for a remote login as well. If I could have just like a little tiny thing jump out of the screen, be like, oh, solve my riddle now to access your Zoom. I think that'd be a lot more fun. I would miss meetings, but I don't know that I'd be displeased about it. Is my thing.
How much would you be missing, really?
I mean, not to go on a tangent, my wife works in corporate. It's meetings all day. They remote login to a meeting, and there's like, what do we think about voting for a thing we should vote on? Should we do that? I think we should do that. It's a good use of our time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
how is astral projection like remote login?
Have you ever astral projected, Gary?
I do it often. I'm doing it now. But like remote, I feel like astral projection would be useful. Remote login, I don't know. Usually it's because someone can't do a thing. Here, let me take a hold of your screen, remote login, because you can't do anything. I think that's gonna be my thesis on
you still have 60 whole ass seconds.
60 whole ass seconds? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
Is my password when I remote log in, and would be my password if I were to astral project. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling so much.
Okay, do you actually believe that somebody can astral project?
Right now, no, but I am watching the 3-Body Problem, so I think maybe yes. It would be fun if we could do that. Why can't we do that? I would like to do that. It'd be like a whole lot of fun to be able to do that.
I read a book from somebody who legitimately thought they could astral project, and honestly, they were really like they kind of convinced me that maybe if you just because the thing was lucid dreaming to there's like a pipeline of timer.
Yes, I have a question.
Please ask it.
Yes, I know this is a topic that you're just full of so much.
I am so knowledgeable on it.
You're so passionate about it. So I just really want to dive deeper. Are there any gadgets that you could get at Best Buy that would help with both remote login and astral projection?
Funnily enough, just your standard blender. If you can fit, it's getting into it. It has the capability, but they can't make them at scale. So if you can fit into the blender, it will do both, and obviously leave the lid off, because if you don't, you'll just stay in the blender. But if you can fit in it, turn it on, it really just solves most problems in the world.
Does getting the keyboard with the clear keys do anything, or is that just
It's
makes me
essential.
feel astral?
If you don't get it, it won't work.
Okay.
That's
Does
just
this-
science.
Does this just mean that like IT guys are just more highly evolved now that they can like astral project straight in my computer and fix the printer for me?
Every single one of them is a wizard, and they're not telling us.
Oh my god. I gotta talk to Dan.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again? And then when you go to do that, they like, I don't know, wizard through the air and be like,
Wizard.
fix this. Okay, it's done. Turn off and
annoying.
on. That works.
It's the noise you make me do magic.
In the old wizard days, they called that reincarnation, so it is pretty incredible.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right, William, roll again.
Oh, roll high, baby, roll high.
Roll high.
Ooh, that's Oh,
Uh-oh.
you know, I thought for a moment I was sitting with a 90, but I believe that's a 009. So
Oh, no.
9.
Good luck.
You know what? I don't think this one is as bad to be. Well, it really depends. Most ethically dubious sci-fi technology.
Oh.
There's just so many.
Oh. Well, I mean, you shake a stick in science fiction and you've landed on an unethical sci-fi technology. Some of them, especially in the genre of science fiction, you must understand. Science fiction is sometimes written as an exploration of the future, as a exercise in imagining all that humanity could be. And we see this through aspirational science fiction, such as, for instance, Star Trek. Star Trek likes to picture a sort of utopian world where humanity has overcome all of its personal differences and been able to unite our best minds and steal some stuff from other species and develop starlight engines that will propel us into the cosmos. This is a best case scenario, but often science fiction verges in the other direction, where instead we are looking at a genre that Tumblr has recently come to call the Torment Nexus genre. This is a genre of bad things that we don't want to invent, but are precariously teetering on the edge of creating at any time. I myself am familiar with the Torment Nexus problem, which originates from the meme. Coming this summer, we have finally invented the Torment Nexus from the famous sci-fi novel, Don't Invent the Torment Nexus. And we see this continually. For instance, the classic sci-fi film, I think it counts as science fiction, The Matrix, is all about why you should not give a bunch of robots the keys to humanity's success and then let them put you in little pods and harvest your, life energy. It seems like running the Matrix is a lot more work for the robots than it is to just let humanity die off. The Matrix robots are indefinitely dumber than the Terminator robots, who really figured that solution out the first try. However, we are constantly witnessing the Torment Nexus, and I think the least ethical sci-fi machines are the ones we're already creating. In Hello from the Hollywoods, my very own show, there's a technology where you can advertise to people's dreams, and what that means is that people don't rest easy anymore. You're at constant risk of having a corporation try to get into your dreamscape to subconsciously sway you to do things. And lo and behold, they're developing this in real life. They're trying to crack it so that you can dream of the fresh, crisp taste of Budweiser and be more inclined to go buy beer in your normal life. They know no limits. They know no personal bounds. Nothing will stop the greed of their machine.
A perfect thing to end on.
Yep. Yes. Any further forays into this maniacal tirade?
Somebody did say Hello from the Hollywoods is a masterclass in this exact prompt.
Yes. The dodgeball of prophecy bombards me repeatedly.
I can hear it, just that ping noise.
Bong, bong, bong.
Oh
Yes.
no, the visions, they're back.
My skull aches from Apollo's vile bombardments. Yes.
People said dreaming box, which I don't know what sci-fi that's from.
That's from my sci-fi. Aha!
Ah, yeah.
All of my thoughts are unhinged, so we'll just save it for the next question.
Excellent. Let's roll on from this debacle.
All right, roll it.
23.
23. Ooh. This one is one of your guys's. What makes a dog unlovable?
Oh. So, like, when I was growing up, I had this friend who had this dog, and they were like one of those kind of like weird mutt breeds where you're like, when you're like, what kind of dog is this? They're like, yeah. And it was like a cute-ish dog, but like I think it was evil. Like, I think the dog was evil. And like, I say this because I'm pretty sure the dog, like, not it ate my stuff. It like tore through my bag. It, it would just, like it ate like my lunch one time. But I think the thing that always sort of made me the most unsettled was that, like, at night sometimes I would wake up and it wouldn't be because of a sound. I could never like really figure it out. I would just be like laying there in bed, and then just suddenly my eyes would open and my window would be open, and I would always kind of wonder, like, did I open the window? And the curtains would be blowing in. And at the time I was living further north, and there was my backyard kind of looked into this little sort of wooded area, and I would look outside and there would be the dog, and the dog would be out there and it would be just watching. And I'd always wonder, like, how did the dog get here? Did my friend let it out? Does the dog know where I live? The dog's never been to my house before, and the dog would be out there. And I'd go back to sleep like a little unnerved. I'm inside, and then I'd wake up again, and like months later, and I'd look outside and the dog would be back out there again, staring in through the window, watching and like peering in. And this would just happen for like years. Like, even when I stopped hanging out with a friend, the dog would still be outside just randomly in the night. Sometimes it would be the middle of summer, the middle of winter, the dog is out there. And to this day, like, I have these moments where, like, I live near a dog park and I look outside and, like, there's the dog. The dog is outside and it's watching. It knows where I live. It's following. This dog is dead. It's been dead for years. And yet here I am still being followed by Bucky the dog, just following me around. And I think that I can't love a malicious spirit like that follows me and stares deep into my soul. It never bares its teeth. It just watches. And I feel judged by this dog. And I don't know what to do anymore.
You still have 20 seconds.
The actual way to make a dog unlovable is once a dog bit my dog and I don't like that dog anymore, I want it to go away. That dog is a bad dog. I'm so sorry.
No, that's a really good answer. Alex, I was so enraptured.
I was just vibing, man. Just started going, and now I'm gonna picture this dog in the night.
That was it. Any follow-up questions about haunted dog?
Yes. What are your thoughts on those little white ones that old ladies have that are always wet and brown around the eyes? The weeping dogs.
They are, having owned one of those dogs, they actually are also little old ladies in general. Like, they have the spirit of an old woman trapped in them, I think, the second they're born. Like, an old woman dies and then they're reborn as like a little dog named Vanilla.
It's punishment, yes, on a cosmic level.
Constantly ready to just tell you you're wrong in the weirdest way. Mostly through barking.
Possibly astral projecting through the dog.
The IT guy is here.
Maybe.
All right. Next roll.
Have we had 25 yet?
No, we had 23.
25.
25. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. Holodeck mishaps that Medbay still talks about.
All right, hold on. I'm getting scared. This one guy came into holodeck. He came into Medbay once after being on the holodeck, and we knew what he was up to. We knew what he'd been doing. He said he put in Plan 24B, but nobody puts in Plan 24B. They tell me they put in 24B when they've put in 26A. We all know 26A is a violently sort of restaurant experience where people try to eat as many hamburgers as possible off the bodies of as many aliens as possible. And I got to tell you, I don't know why that plan's in there. I didn't make it. I don't know who made it, but it's on the roster. And we say, don't do 26A. And yet they always do 26A. And I this one guy came in and he had beef all over his skin, like attached to his body. He was of beef. And I got to tell you, when someone is of beef, then there are no Band-Aids for of beef. Okay? You can't put a cream on that. This molecular level is fused to the skin. Okay? So he comes in here covered in his beefness, and I'm like, dude, what do you want me to do? I know what you've been doing. 24 was it? Huh? 26A. Was it 26A or B? I don't know. I you get so many people coming in with various meats, now making up their entire composition. And I gotta write new programs. You know, you get the little spray gun that does the magic healing on TV shows. Not a TV show. We don't have a magic spray gun to heal beef skin. Okay? I can't do that. That's going to take months of concerted effort. Take biopsies. We still do that in the future. Biopsies are useful, okay? We do that. And why am I taking a biopsy? Because all I'm getting is a slab of beef. It's beef on every scientific level. So I got to go and turn it back into human skin and then make that propagate all over his body. I'm going to leave one of them as beef someday. I'm gonna leave one of them walking around as a beef patty, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna tattoo 26A on his head. This is mean. This is harsh. This is ethically dubious. But I'm gonna do it. And no one's gonna. I should probably talk to the engineering guys. Like, can we take 26A off the holodeck menu, please? Because half the staff are edible, and that's not good. Okay, that is just not good. So I mean. That's really the only one that happens. All the other ones like fishing and, having sexual orgies and stuff, regular stuff. Stuff I got no problem with. But, I can't deal with meaty people. And they smell delicious. They smell delicious. I'm just a human. I want to eat that beef, but I can't. Because that'd be too far. Okay? I got my boundaries.
Time. You got your boundaries.
Why do I do this as a job?
Gary, I almost spit my coffee.
I was going to lead with sexual. I was like, no, don't do the obvious thing. And then hamburgers come out of my mouth. And I was like, oh, no.
What about vegans, though? Like, if they go in, is this been an issue, or is there like a vegan code and they come out and they're just like those like chicken strips or whatever?
Man, I gotta tell you, the vegans got it right. You never see Scott Pilgrim and the vegan guys magic? They're magic. They don't have to live on the ship. They're flying out alongside. They can go faster than our warp drives. So, they eat beyond meat. They go beyond the ship. It's maybe that's the key.
Speaking from the beam crew, I can tell you that your body doesn't travel from one beam to planet side to back up to the beam platform. It gets disintegrated and reconstituted. So every time after your very first beam travel, you're not made of real meat anymore. That vegan stuff is exactly what your new body is made of. It's an unfortunate trick of the business, but you never taste the same.
They don't tell you that until you're working on the ship. They don't tell you that at all. They're like, no, you can beam wherever you like. You'll be fine.
They don't tell you about the tofurkey beam.
Don't you open your mouth about the tofurkey beam. We don't speak about tofurkey anymore.
Dark days.
Not after the tofurkey disaster of 82.
Oh, so good, Gary. So good. All right, William, roll 'em.
Oh no.
Like a nat one or something.
Sweet God.
Did you get one? Did you get one?
Why hast thou forsaken me?
William.
I am looking at a wonderful 003.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck to you.
Oh,
Good luck.
What vileness hath thine accursed minds prompted?
You know what though? This is a true. Maybe you know. Please, God, explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, good luck.
Excellent.
Please
Yes.
do this favor for us.
Yes.
I, someone who has never seen Kingdom Hearts, is probably the most astute and well-informed to try and educate you on the plot of Kingdom Hearts. For the Kingdom of Hearts is like the heart of man. The closer you get to the source, the less you truly understand. Now, my understanding of Kingdom Hearts, from the very surface level, although we will talk about metaphor in a moment, but at its nature, on the cover of the Nintendo DS game, or wherever you have picked up this schlop, is that you will see two things seemingly conflicting, as good and evil does in the spirit of mankind. One, the darkness, the edgy 2000s emo hairstyles, giant buckle boots, 12-foot giant enchanted blades, very steep V-necks of Final Fantasy. Which is, of course, a doorway that's been popularized for the Western audience into all sorts of occult and, frankly, frightening Japanese stories. But Final Fantasy exists as an ever-revolving cast of Abercrombie and Fitch models, waves their weapons around in ashy winds, and occasionally they get skyships, but not often enough to justify the rest of it. Final Fantasy, on the one side, dominates the dark left half of the Nintendo DS cover, and the other side represents light. A perfidious light, for it is owned by Walt Disney. It is all of your favorite childhood Disney characters, Goofy and Donald and Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, but they don't stop there. They were smashing Disney characters together long before Smash Bros. Or any of those Disney spin-offs, or Lorcana tried to. You'll find Aladdin in there. You'll find characters you never wanted to see again from Disney, like the singing alligator from Princess and the Frog. Bet you missed him. You'll find them all haplessly crammed together with the Final Fantasy stuff, which results in some truly cursed apparitions, such as Goofy in Hot Topic attire, holding a giant key and waving it around like a blade. What does Goofy know of the samurai tradition? What does Goofy know of martial combat? What? I killed someone today, Mickey! Who birthed this? But Kingdom Hearts has a plot that is frankly impossible to follow. The important thing to remember is that every character is the same guy, just in different dimensions and not even different clothes. The same outfit, same dude, but 12 different versions of him exist. But the metaphor, the dream behind Kingdom Hearts, was to offer something that would appeal to the child in all of us and the angsty teen in all of us. And for that reason, it persists. Any questions about this notorious media franchise?
How many people has Winnie the Pooh killed?
100,000. His name has changed from Winnie the... that's just an estimate based on the Wikipedia. Technically, it's probably 100,013. The thing is, he's killed a number of people in vicious, bloody one-on-one duels. Through Final Fantasy's elemental crystal system, he can explode into a lightning bear. It's very frightening. But the 100,000 added to that counts because he used his lightning elemental powers at the end of Kingdom Hearts 12, Kingdom of the Pooh Bear, to annihilate a planet. And so we know the population was roughly 100,000. So that's where that number comes in.
When Goofy told Mickey he had killed someone today,
Yes.
how did that conversation go?
It went something like this. Oh, hi, Mickey. I killed someone today. Oh, Goofy. Only one? Only one? Why do I keep you around, Goofy? There are thousands out there that we must kill. We must shed the blood of millions. We must rid this planet of life. Only one? Don't come back here till you have killed 100. And this happens frequently.
Straight from the text of the Wikipedia article. It's fantastic.
Yep.
The best part is that I know Andy's watching this in the other room and it's on a slight delay. So you stopped, but in the distance I can just hear only one.
The echoes of Mickey's pronouncement.
They echo across the universe.
They do. It follows me. Like the dog.
Like the dog who astral projects now that he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
It's kept on Earth by gravity, man.
Oh, that was exactly what I was hoping for. Oh,
So unhinged.
It's very deep lore. You wouldn't expect it, but it is.
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Oh man. Okay. Yes. I'm so sorry, Mizra. This cannot be the rest of the panel.
Every single one of us just has to keep building off of the lore of Kingdom Hearts, seeing how far we can take it.
Reporting to Emperor Mickey.
Oh God.
A different. Maybe if this panel was at like 2:30 in the afternoon, but not
2:30 in the morning.
Or yes,
as we just get more and more deranged.
Yes. The ska Despacito plays this week.
Oh,
Only one. This was.
I'll post my playlist that's every single version of Despacito on Spotify in one playlist that's like 9 hours long in the Discord. So if anybody's just afterwards just wants to vibe out, you can to the same song in
gift.
So many versions.
Oh, and obviously what assassin Winnie the Pooh is playing as. Oh, okay. Whose turn is it? Who's rolling?
I think it's
Alex.
me.
Yes. Roll high.
42.
Okay.
Ooh, very good.
Yes.
All butterflies are now deadly to humans. How do they kill?
This was one of mine.
How the turntables.
How the turns have tabled now. Butterflies are beautiful. They're the kind of thing that you see and they bring you wonder when you're a child. They bring you wonder when you're an adult. I worked in a butterfly gallery when I was a teenager, so I spent a lot of time crawling around in bushes, picking up dead ones, and then accidentally startling children when I just appear from behind. But the thing I think people don't really tend to realize is that butterflies are actually quite deadly. And I mean, there's like different things that can happen. Like you could eat a whole bunch of them, and I assume like that would kill you because they're pretty dusty. So I think it would just sort of fill your lungs with like weird butterfly dust. And you know, you could be chasing one and fall off a cliff. That is certainly a way that they could get you. But I think the thing that we're not realizing is that like butterflies are devious. They plan. They seem so soft and delicate and they're little like pokey proboscis, but picture this as you will. You're laying out in a hammock in your backyard because in this version of the world, we have backyards and space to put hammocks. It's a beautiful summer afternoon. It's quiet. You've got a little thing of lemonade there and a butterfly flies down and lands near the edge of your glass. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at it, little monarch. And it pokes around. And again, you're not frightened of them. They're not pointy. They're just little guys.
Nice.
And it floats into your glass and you're like, oh no. And it dies and it dissolves away. Oh no. But you're like, butterflies are safe. I'm not paying attention. I can drink this. So you take a little swig of the drink and suddenly you're just hit with this wall of feeling. Dreams start pouring.
Oh, a perfect place.
And it's absolutely overwhelming, this feeling, and your whole body seizes up. And suddenly the butterfly controls you. You have ingested the pieces of it that now have moved through your nervous system into your bloodstream, and the butterfly controls you. And you watch as your hand goes and picks up a knife as you start wandering the streets, looking for victims, looking for fruit to eat, flowers to chew on. And the butterflies, the other ones, come around you and they start landing on you as you go to find others and to poison them with the butterfly until we are all just subsumed into the butterfly hive mind. They're like the Borg, the beautiful floaty Borg. And someday we will all be there, desiring fruit, desiring flowers, desiring blood.
Nice.
Oh,
Questions.
Question time.
Are they kind of like, can they speak to each other like we can speak to each other?
So, like, the butterflies can, but once they're in the human bodies, they no longer have this concept of language, and they don't have proboscis anymore, so you can't sort of, like, do their little tappy-tap thing. So it's a lot of, like, reaching your arm out and, like, doing that, almost like a, you know, a bumblebee's dance, and if humans were possessed by bees, that we would all have to do, like, little booty wiggles when we want to talk. If for butterflies, you have to, like, reach out and, like, kind of Macarena your way through conversation with them, pretending that you have like arms and proboscis and antenna, which you no longer do because you're a butterfly trapped in a human body.
Which is how I suppose humans spot them.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, Brian, how's it going? And he looks at you and he puts his arm out and you're like, oh no, the butterfly. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, except instead of that scream moment at the end, it's just the arm pointing.
I love the butterfly scientists were like, when we're in the human body, they'll never know.
They don't.
They do it all the time.
Well, they made this plan in 1997 when the Macarena was still a big thing.
Yeah.
So they were like, this will never go away.
Back to that.
Yeah, that's why they pick off weddings first, because everyone's dancing.
There exists a cautionary butterfly science fiction novel in which a butterfly gains control of a human, but then realizes that humans are just a beautiful species. And then, even though it's not truly a human at heart, works with the humans to exterminate all butterflies. And it's getting a movie adaptation once about every 10 years. It's great.
Cannot wait.
Oh, man.
Where does the bee movie fit into all of this?
The bee movie is filth propaganda done by the bee lobby, thinking that our human women will date bees because they love jazz. I will not stand for it. Butterflies forever.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Gary, you're up.
That is... I rolled a 13. I rolled 13 before, didn't I?
You did, so you get to roll again.
I'll roll again.
You do the same question.
Oh my god.
28.
28. Oh, this is one of Alex's.
Good luck.
I'm doing my best.
You're an influencer giving a skincare tutorial for people about to be put into a cursed sleep, but still want to look fresh while doing it. What do you recommend?
Hey guys, Gerald here. Okay, so the witch, wizard, I don't know what it was, but you've got a curse. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine, okay? Now you're going to be asleep for about 100 years, okay? It's not a long time. It's not that long, okay? But you are going to have some issues here with the skin, okay? So what we got to do is make sure we are perpetually moisturized. And you know what, fun fact? This continues after you wake up too. So really the price you're going to get is a steal. So just remember that when I'm done, because there will be a sales page for you to get this. Basically, right, we just have a small applicator. Look at that. How cute, comes off. So what we have in here is a little spelled potion, okay? We have wizards too, okay? Wizards and witches really get together. We know this happens. People get cursed, okay, princess? You're not that special. So what you got to do is just before you fall asleep, just before, not the night before, just before you fall asleep, okay? I don't want to see returns in 100 years because just before you fall asleep, okay? What we got to do, get the T-zone, get that done first. That is the most important area to get done, okay? If you do have a beard, just use it. Use it over the beard. Don't shave. If you have a beard, use it over the beard, okay? You're going to want to you want to stay in the same rough condition you're in now before you sleep, or this won't work. Okay, magic has rules. And I'm just, I don't want to get into it again, okay? T-zone. As you're lying there, T-zone, okay? Right? Then, pat. Don't rub, pat. Cover the forehead. Get the nose, okay? Then for cheeks, we want both cheeks. We're going to do a C, an upside down C, a C, okay? That's going to get the rest of the face. Don't put any more on. More is not better in this case, okay? This is magic. Magic. Quantity doesn't matter. But how you do it does, okay? Leviosa, not leviosa, okay? Right. Huh? Pat, a C. Get the rest of your face. Do not use this on any other part of your body, okay? That's not what this is for. This is for your face, and then it will work its way down gradually. 100 years, remember? The whole body will be exfoliated if you just follow the instructions I'm giving you today, okay? T-zone, pat, a C. And I'm talking like seconds before you're asleep, okay? It's like within 10. Within 10. I'm not joking here. Once you've done that, you're going to be fine. You're going to have such good skin. Okay, $12.99 for a bottle, and buy 6 because you don't know how many curses you're going to get.
Hi, I love your program just so much, and I feel this is really helpful because I live in a high witch neighborhood, and I feel it could happen any day. I just have one question. I've admired your. I'm going to buy 4 of these just so I have one at my nightstand, one at my yard, one in the kitchen, just so no matter where I get cursed, within seconds I can reach it. But I do have one question. Yes. What happens to my nails when I'm cursed to 1,000 years sleep? Do they stay the same, or do they keep growing while I'm under?
Think you're funny? Who sent you here? People like you show up at my seminars, okay? Your nails they'll be fine. Who's paying you to say this stuff? Okay? Yeah, your nails will fall off. They'll fall off, okay? All of them. All the keratin in your body, gone.
I hope they do, young man. You need to stop making these broadcasts.
I knew it was you.
You're making my life a living hell.
$12.99, people. $12.99. Don't listen. $12.99.
Don't buy this snake oil.
Should I double cleanse?
I'll see you, but you're not pretty.
Get out of here. You out. No snake for harm. That's oh my God.
Every time.
Witches.
Oh,
this is Flonase, not.
I was so glad to see that you just had something at hand.
yeah.
That Flonase / magical skin cream.
Oh, very good. Yes, everybody's giving you a standing ovation.
That witches
also,
lobby, man.
Yeah.
Rude in my
Give Gary and
presentation.
William their own show, and genuinely magical beauty influencer would be an incredible YouTube channel.
That would be good. Just 2 TikTok channels that just like antagonize each other.
Oh, God, I know too much about skincare, and I would do that.
When you pulled out the T-zone, oh my God.
Do not use those pore strips. They will remove everything along with it.
Really?
Your nose will come off. You are Pinocchio.
What about for under the eyes? This is a real question.
Like for
That's
like
what
what kind of what do you want?
Like some bags. I got these bags.
Oh, I'm
Gary, I'll send you some
super-
Rex.
Please do, thank you.
Please. I'm mostly Polish, and I got these big bags under my eyes.
Yeah, I'm Irish, and it's just like, oh, yes, you weren't made for the sun, yet you live in Texas, boy.
You're supposed to be living, like inside. Come on, what are
I
you
belong
doing?
in the cold where potatoes are plentiful. That's all I have. That's all for me.
All right, next roll.
I believe this is back to yours truly, eh? Yes.
I think so.
Let's get out of the single digits.
Come on. Come on.
No.
Yes. Yes. 92.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yes, this is great. Okay. Yeah. You can just vibe on this one. This is, William, a 5-course meal of the best fast food. Like, just tell us what your favorite, just like, make me hungry.
A 5-course meal of the best fast food. Now, for a start, we must provide some qualifiers. We will discount, of course, those gratuitous mall installations that taste nothing like the real thing. There are, of course, the occasional mom-and-pop souvlaki shop, but they're rare and far between, and a dying breed like the 1970s strip mall itself. You can find their corpses being cannibalized across America and torn down to build parking lots for even larger malls. I wonder what fate they will suffer. Nevertheless, our 5-course meal begins thusly. The first course, of course, is the... You might believe it's the appetizer, but this would be incorrect. It is the... I'm trying
Like
to
an
think of the
amuse-bouche?
English translation. It is the scene setting, the preparation, the beginning. For that, we are going to go to... what's it called? It has its delicious panda, red panda, delightful panda. Any of these are owned by the panda franchise. They're all the same, just regionally adjusted across the Midwest. So the delicious panda franchise. From there, we are going to get some of the very best scene setting that you can get. You're going to get a plastic tray. These are not for sitting in. These are for takeout. But a full plastic tray. It's a steal. You're going to get nice little boxes that open up like origami shapes, not just in squares, but also in stars and sometimes in swans if they like you. You're going to get chopsticks. Now, the chopsticks are essential for feeling fancy and special. And they're plastic, none of those little skimpy bamboo snap affairs. And then lastly, of course, you are going to get a commemorative coaster. It's emblazoned with whatever the most recent zodiac year was. Beautiful patterns, they're collector items. You can find them on eBay generally for expensive prices going back. So our first course is purely to get the accoutrement of the rest of the meal. Secondly, we are going to Pizza Hut, or as it has come to be known, the Hut of Pizza. The Hut of Pizza is notable for not its pizza, strangely enough. Sometimes talent strikes in unexpected areas, but the breadsticks, the cheese sticks, bedecked with cheese and butter, toasted for between 10 and 45 minutes, and bedecked with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese and a marinade on the side. It is hard to find a more succulent beginning to our meal. And in fact, you must be very careful. Although every inch, every atom of your body will draw upon you, you must resist. You must resist the urge to fill up entirely on cheese sticks, as you will be just unable to finish anything else for the rest of the meal. Third course, Burger King Double Whopper. Holds the onion, holds the pickles. You're going full cheese, full bacon. You're getting the large meal combo, which will net you a large fry and a large drink. None of that medium drink, large burger business, because you'll run out halfway through and then have to deal with the awkward social encounter of trying to barter with the meal lady for a refill. And you're not even sure if they offer refills or not, whether she'll charge you an extra $1. So you want to avoid it, get the biggest one off the start. For the fourth, you are going to go ahead and get, from Taco Bell, one single quesarito. Now, the quesarito is a long extinct Taco Bell offering. There's burrito filling in there, there's cheese, there's rice, and it all melts together into sort of a nacho inside of a parcel of tortilla. It's delightful. And they won't make it for you if you ask, but if you badger them enough, you can tell them the shape of the thing and they'll rip it up. And the last is we are going into Cheesecake Factory, which is fast food for rich people. And we are going to not pay for, but steal one cheesecake. It's important that you steal it because the adrenaline high fuels the buzz of the sugar. And that is the perfect Midwestern 5-course meal.
Beautiful.
So beautiful. You did make everyone very hungry.
Yes, yes.
Could you describe the sort of the mouthfeel and the notes that I should be experiencing when I imbibe Baja Blast, which I assume is the chosen drink to go alongside such a meal?
False.
How dare you?
Baja Blast is a toxic wastewater designed to poison those of ill taste. The mouthfeel could be ascribed to sprinkling Lysol into a toilet and then lapping it up. It fizzes with the unpleasant carbonation of fermented juice. It tastes of the oceans, but of Florida's ocean specifically. No, we are going Muggs root beer. We are keeping it classical.
Oh, sir.
Not that pedantic plastic bottle business, mind you. That is trash. But from the soda fountain, specifically of a Ruby Tuesdays.
I dream of root beer now.
Coffee.
Oh.
Life-giving nectar.
Thank you. It has taken me 1,000 years and approximately 230 pounds to hone my craft.
We need to stop everything because Andy said, "Don't get Alex onto cheesecake is a dip again."
Where's Rob when I need him? We've been creating some chaos. If you haven't been in the Dice Shame general chat, it is a lawless land. And I highly recommend, if you would like for things to just kind of go off the rails real fast, hi, welcome to Dice Shame. The podcast is really good, and 2 of the people on it are just deranged in the Discord. So, but yes, I have taken on the controversial opinion that cheesecake can actually be just a dip, because it is a soft enough texture that I can in fact dip a thing such as maybe a digestive, an Oreo or something. And it's a layer dip as well. You have the bottom part of it, which you can also scoop up onto it. And I will be making a cheesecake later and making the chat a little worse for it. Come back to the Discord tonight, everybody, when I present my cheesecake.
Follow-up question. Is then a layered queso a cheesecake?
Oh.
Ooh. Do we dare answer this?
My dear, I do believe it is. And it also counts as a ravioli.
Wait.
And now I leave. Goodbye, everyone.
This will be in Taco Bell KFC combos by the end of the week.
How is it a ravioli?
I don't know. the Dice Shame chat. Oh man.
Literally one of the mods in the Discord, Bree and I don't bother to mod Dice Shame General. That's the level of chaos you've inflicted.
Oh god. Yeah, this I like how people are automatically also pinging Rob, because I think we've both now established that we just sit there going, do it. Yeah, just go post the thing to each other. Oh man, the Dice Shame fans are very patient. Thank you all.
I think they love it. Oh man. All right, whose turn is it?
I think it's mine.
Yes, now it's yours. Yes.
I got a 99.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, another super right across the plate one. Toys you loved as a child.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna date myself here and say that I grew up in the 90s. I recently had a coworker who's 19 years old, like our intern, tell me when I was talking about the 90s, go, that time sounded so cool. I wish I could have lived through it. And my bones turned to dust. But I will say that the 90s had this like amazing, like the weirdest assortment of toys. Like one of the ones I always think about when I try to explain 90s toys to people is the dog that you'd give a C-section to, which was this stuffed dog that was pink or purple. And when you'd get it, they'd be like, the dog has puppies in it, but how many puppies are you gonna get? There could be 2, there could be 5, no one knows. And you'd rip the dog open and you'd tear the puppies from its body and you'd be like, I got 4. And that was sort of the thing that we would do. There was the I had never had one. My friend had one. I was very jealous, which was the bear you could draw on that was made of denim. It was a bear that came with markers and they'd be like, doodle all over it, put it in the washing machine. Guess what? The marker didn't come off properly, but you can draw on it again. We also had access to a lot of like those drive around cars, which taught me that driving sucks and I don't like doing it. And but I still have to because Andy doesn't have a driver's license. And I lived at the top of a hill, which was always very dangerous because again, it was the 90s and it was like sort of like the last point where like people just did not give a shit what kids did. So we would start at the top of the hill and we would just go full tilt down the hill. And this was also in a place in which everyone had driveways not made of gravel, made of slag, a term that the Brits in the audience and the Europeans are going, huh? Because that's the waste rock from mine processing, and it's sharp and it's black and it's big. And so you would be ripping down the hill on your little car through the mountains of sharp black rock that would come up and shred your legs as you did it. But most of the time I played with a lot of Legos, and I do love Lego. But we also had Polly Pockets when they were still at the size of pills, so you could just eat them. We had the forbidden gummies of the bath beads. We had pet shops back when they looked all like they saw how you died, and the 90s was a truly beautiful time for toys. And every once in a while, I have dreams about them where the dog that I gave a C-section to stares at me from outside.
Yes. I remember all of those.
Excellent. Yes, I'm glad that someone in the chat posted Puppy Surprise, a truly deranged toy, when they were like, we're done with baby dolls. What if we just gave the dog a bunch of puppies and you could just tear those out? It's like the original blind bag. Kids today don't know what it was like. You had to buy an entire dog.
Yeah, the ones where you were supposed to draw on them and then it was supposed to go away and then it never ever did was a whole subgenre of
Doodle Bear was a lie. It was Doodle Once Bear. Boo.
Yeah.
Any follow-up questions? And or William and Gary, what were you playing with as a child?
X-Men all the way.
Yes.
And to the point where I love them so much that I think about 2 years ago I found a set on eBay and I was just like, I'm a grown-ass man. Purchase. So I have like a set of like Wolverine, Sabretooth, Mr. Sinister, Iceman. It's like, my childhood.
Are they out of the box? Oh, sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, like they weren't collector's items and like I would have opened them if they were in the box because I'm an idiot.
Did either of you have the creepy crawlers or any of those ones where they gave you like plastic that you could heat up to make more toxic plastic and create like little toxic bugs that you're like, should we be doing this? This feels like now I have forbidden gummies, and also I'm pretty sure the fumes that I'm inhaling right now have made me worse at math.
That's rough. I haven't, but I've seen the ads. I'll give 3 quick shout outs. I'll give a shout out to Rescue Heroes, which was it was a late 90s toy. It was a very chunky, hugely plastic heavy, the figures were like yay big, but then they had vehicles that were like this big. But they exist purely to glorify various civil services. There were firefighters or policemen. There were mostly a lot of search and rescue guys. And the whole premise of the Rescue Heroes was just they were normal dudes named like Joe or Steven that would, or sometimes Cliffhanger, and you can guess what his job was. It was cliff jumping.
It was Alex Honnold.
Yep. And they'd go out and rescue people. And they had very traumatic cartoons where people would be trapped in various situations waiting to die until the Rescue Heroes picked them up. Imaginext now is a very smooth plastic frightening looking thing. It looks like Kraft cheese was melted into a shape. But back in the day, they looked basically like Dungeons and Dragons miniatures your 4-year-old could play with. That was a great time.
Nice.
And Heroescape was a war game that you could get in Toys R Us. It was formed of these big hexagon terrain tiles that are still all the rage. And that's coming back this year, and I'm stoked.
Ooh.
Nice.
Amazing. People are very, very excited about all of these shout outs. Oh, okay. I heard somebody roll.
This is a
60. Ooh, 66.
Almost nice.
Ooh.
Almost.
Okay. Things that would be bad horses if they were horse-sized.
Oh, wow. I think this is Williams, yeah? Trying to think here. Again, I'm going to have to just go Texan, I think, on this. Ever since the Great Mutation of 82, I don't know why whatever did what it did shrunk all the horses and then chose to, embiggen the other animals. But I tell you, I don't like riding a horse-sized kangaroo, and I know kangaroos are big, but horse-sized kangaroos, these guys can jump like 100 feet in the air, and they don't deign to travel how I would like them to. I just walk them. They jump, and they can take the shock when they land. My posterior cannot. I'll broke my tailbone every single time. Why I choose to ride them, I could just walk, but I don't. I need an animal upon which to sit while I go places. And kangaroos, they were the first one that we found that was big like a horse. And I mean, it just got huge. We saddled them up. And humans, we were in danger of losing tailbones because we were losing our tailbones all the time. They were just shattering. Our whole bottom half was shattering. So we had to get rid of the kangaroos to ride on. It was just too dangerous. I'll tell you what's fun to ride this horse-sized snake. I mean, you saddle up a snake, you are flying, baby. You got a little snake, you got little fangs, as he's going along. Nobody's getting in your way. I mean, you are getting straight to your destination real quick. Of course, they do murder everybody. Yeah. Snakes tend to just eat all the riders, so we had to get rid of the snakes too. You would think a big, strong chicken would be good to ride on. They got a good shape. Like we've seen ostriches. They're people do ride ostriches and big horse-sized chicken, but you lose people in the feathers. You wouldn't think it, but my friend Tony, he got up on saddle chicken. We thought it was gonna be fine. I ain't never seen Tony since. That's been 6 years. He's maybe in a chicken feather somewhere, but I searched. And that chicken was docile. He was, look at my plumage. Get in that plumage, man. Have a look. I did. I had a fine-tooth comb, a big one for horses. And I couldn't find him. I have the chicken. I have the chicken still. And I can't find Tony. I don't ride that chicken no more. That saddle gone. He ain't having that saddle no more. Because that's a dangerous chicken right there. And the absolute worst animal to ride
3,
that is horse-sized,
1.
the bunny rabbit.
Oh,
I was really hoping you'd say man.
Damn. The human. They're not horse sized. We just saddled up random people. Like, dude, get off me.
Fingerless Dex Dastard here, fastest thumb in the West. And
Goddamn fingerless.
while this here congregation is around, I just from the northern stretches have to caution you: do not ride horse-sized geese. This is what happens. Dangerous beasts. Them have the spite of a spitting cobra. And now the beak and the little gnarly teeth inside to follow up on that vengeance. I made the mistake once, never again. Now when I do my outlawing, I ride a giant horse-sized centipede. It's much more docile. Those are lovely
clever.
little guys. Yep, smooth ride.
We've heard tales from the north of the horse-sized geese. I mean, the honk of horror, that was a hard tale to listen to.
You better be damn sure getting out of the path of that migration.
Yeah, it is terrifying to hear that. It's just not good. You don't want to hear that.
100 wide for miles around.
Better make those
Moving
my work
south for the
tones.
winter.
Gary,
Geese are terrifying on their own.
they are.
For real.
Gary,
Yes.
have you seen my son? He went riding with you on the chickens, and I just want to know where he is.
Alex, is that you?
It is. It's
Hey,
been
come on.
years, but I need you to tell me where he is.
He's still in there.
It-
He's in there with Tony.
no,
I try to find.
Tony was my husband.
Don't look me in the eye when you talk to me.
My whole family's dead, Gary. The chickens got him.
They're not dead, damn it, they're in that chicken.
I haven't been able to have popcorn chicken since that day.
I eat it every day to remember
Man.
that I'm above the beast.
Man who disappears inside of a chicken is never truly gone. He lives on in every egg that's laid.
Never buy the popcorn chicken
You gotta break a lot of eggs to find your son.
in a chicken.
And you gotta lose a lot of fingers to a geese to learn a lesson.
Listen to our new podcast coming up in fall 2024.
Like the
This
story of
visceral
Fingerless.
audio drama brings you into a world.
It's just
My
sound
whole-
effects like
You just hear the hissing of a goose fur in the distance.
yeah.
A cinematic sound experience that transports you into the
Zero
world.
context.
Yeah,
God damn my fingers!
oh my god. Oh, we only have 9 minutes left, so we probably have time for one more, and then one or two more, and then yes. So
No more monologues about Midwestern cuisine, William, is what I'm hearing. Let's go 61.
61. Well, I'm very excited.
Go.
Beach episodes for or against?
When I, a cinematic critic, one who watches such beautiful, stunning works of art such as Avatar: The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon, come across the subject of the beach episode, it is a troubled conversation within the fandom of this and other animated series. Not limited to animated series, it has grown. But the beach episode, in its core, is an episode away from the main plot of the show. Or so one would think. But truth be told, the beach episode, despite, some would say, not moving the main plot forward at all, simply wasting time from one arc to the next, sometimes a buffer invented purely because the weekly schedule didn't match with the story that was coming out at the time, sometimes because they thought the episode where the main character dies would be too dark to air on Easter weekend. The beach episode exists, maybe out of necessity, but it is within the beach episode that the characters truly develop. We see them not as they are usually cast in their fighting roles and their gauntlets up, there to deliver one or two cool lines before the action kicks off. No, we see them relaxing. The greatest rule of writing is that you must envision your characters having fun. And when you can picture it, you know that they are truly developed. The beach episode shows us the fullness of the character. and in certain cases delivers the only characterization they will get in the whole show. Malign not the beach episode, my friends, for it is, although not strictly born of three-act story structure, the necessary interlude from which we find all the love of life. Will we not all, in our own time, have our beach episodes before we return to the dark grind of our continual plot lines week to week to week? Yes.
You still have 1 minute and 10 seconds.
This was a dramatic pause. I wasn't finished.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, now we have to start the dramatic pause again.
Oh,
They're pondering which outfit to wear for the beach episode.
The beach episode is sometimes an exercise that we ourselves should put ourselves through. The beach episode features as an archetype, often, as you mentioned, a different outfit, a different style of dress, what our characters look like when dressing down for a casual evening beside the seashore, not clad in armor or mech suits or whatever they've got that season. And we, in our own light, must come to push ourselves once in a while, to shed the emotional and spiritual armors that we have constructed, to shed the archetypes that carry us through the survival of the day-to-day, and for a brief moment, every now and again, relax, let go of our preconceptions of ourselves, and put ourselves into situations we do not see coming. Yes, the beach episode holds value to a show and to us all. This is not a dramatic pause. I am done.
you are done. Okay, I would love to go into our favorite beach episodes, but we only have 5 minutes, and we were talking in the chat, although I do want to shout out my favorite beach episode, which is from Oron High School Host Club. But Alex promised, so Gary had an incredible prompt, and Alex said that she would do it. So here we go. You are the creator of the Dune popcorn bucket. Explain yourself.
You ever cut yourself in a really awkward place on one of those paper popcorn bags? Your mouth, your hands, something like that. Just the feeling of butter and salt getting into, like, let's just say the little finger crotch area. You've reached in and suddenly you're like, ah, what if that was different? And here, you know, I've got family from Arrakis. We've been out of touch for the last little bit, but we've recently gotten back together, and I've been thinking there's a better way to deal with this. There's a better way to handle these kinds of things. I grow weary of suffering for my popcorn imbibing habits, for my art, for the things I do, for the things I love. I have tried so hard to make this world more beautiful. And that is when my uncle Bob, he shows up. Bob Arrakis, he arrives from Arrakis. And he says, Alex, I got a suggestion for you. Have you ever heard of the sandworm? And I said no. And he put the thumper down and it came towards him. And I watched as he was engulfed by the sandworm. Shai Halud comes up from the sand. Goodbye, Bob. I'll think of you forever. And that is when I went home to my job. I flew back and I thought endlessly about this, and I arrived back at Famous Players, and I sat down and I looked at my thing, my drawing tablet, and in front of me there was just over and over again, paper bag, paper bag, paper bag. I could make this better. And I started to draw, and the spice, it moved through me as I created this wonderful thing, this piece of art that gives you a place for you to eat popcorn without damage, without hurt, without shame. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, what a piece of beauty. and the filth that filled my mind afterwards, the things I did to this popcorn bucket, unspeakable, unallowed in this live stream, unmonetizable. But what I've done is create art, and I stand by it. I don't know if that was 3 minutes.
No, yes, it was. Yep, it was exactly 3 minutes.
Here from the popcorn bucket times, do you feel that in some way, when we reach our hands in through the delicately crafted silicone orifice of the Dune popcorn bucket,
Yes.
that we are in some way reaching for the spirit of your uncle, hoping for him to return from Shai Halud's mighty envelope?
Somewhere in there is his essence, is his being.
I don't want your Uncle Bob's essence in my Dune popcorn bucket. But I'll do my best to be objective for the sake of this question.
He calls out to you, William, I am here.
While he's messing with the popcorn bucket?
Deep from the bowels of the popcorn bucket.
Bob, no!
He is the spice that flows within us. It tastes like dill pickle, and it comes in little packets that you can buy alongside your popcorn.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Bob.
Bob Arrakis. You son of a bitch.
I love his Toyota dealerships.
God. Come on down to Bob Arrakis. 0% financing and 2% APR.
It ain't a Ford unless it's an Arrakis Ford.
Just going through the sand.
Best customer service this side of the galaxy.
Oh, holy shit. Well, I think we, everybody in the audience, I know, me and Ash, would like this to go on for another, 3 hours. But unfortunately, that's all of the time we have. I don't have any announcements, I don't think, Ash, because I think all of the this is the last panel. All the games are filled, and then there's closing ceremonies happening at some point today. Andy, we don't have time to do all 100. We got to 7 of them. But that just means more for next year. So thank you, everybody. So everybody on this panel has channels on the Discord. Go ask them questions. Therefore, if people, we had an Ask a Pro yesterday,
Yes.
So people, might have had questions for them. So if you have any questions about the Dune bucket, horse-sized chickens, or Captain Planet, please go to these lovely, lovely people's channels and ask them. Otherwise, we'll see you around the table. Bye.
Bye.
And we have to keep waving for at least a minute.